We're going to talk about the parts of a circle, so discovering the word pi. Working with a partner, measure the perimeter around selected objects in the classroom using your centimeter tape measure. Complete the table below. So I have a circular item right here, and I have another disgusting circular item right here. So let's start with the tea can. Tea can. So using the centimeter side of the ruler, which goes by tenths, so measure across the circle. So here's the circle. I'm measuring across the circle, which is called diameter. And I came up with about 40 centimeters. Actually, it was exactly 40 centimeters. Now, distance around. So the perimeter means the distance around an object. So I'm going to measure the distance around this circle. That word is called circumference. Circumference means the distance around a circle. So I measure it around it, and I come up with exactly 125 centimeters. So, what do you notice? Can you find a relationship? Calculate the relationship between the circumference and diameter. Let's see. Before I use my calculator, I have 40 centimeters is the distance across. The distance around is 125. It seems like the distance around it, or circumference, is about 3 times larger than the distance across. Is that really true? Let's divide it. 125 divided by 40 is 3.125, which rounds to 3.13. So the circumference is about 3 times the distance across. Or another way to think about it is if you have the diameter. If you take 3 diameters and put them around the circle, 3 diameters makes the diameter makes the distance around or circumference. Does that work every time when you work with a circle? Let's try another one. Bottle. What is the distance across the circle? It is about, hey, it's kind of cool. They even drew the lines right here. Diameter is about 6.3 centimeters. What is the distance around it? About 22.3, actually 1 centimeters. So, is the circumference about 3 times the diameter? Using my trusty calculator, 22.1 divided by 6.3, I got, bad, 3.51. That means I cannot measure for the life of me for this one. So if we keep on doing this over and over and over with different circular objects, the classroom relationship would be 3.14. That is called pi. Pi is the relationship between the distance across and the distance around. Let's use the terminology now. Pi is the relationship between the diameter and the circumference. So the circumference is about 3.14 times the diameter. Or another way to say is, if you have the diameter and it's 3.14 diameters that makes the circumference. So, blank is the perimeter around a circular object. What is that called? It is called circumference. Circumference is the perimeter around a circular object. Distance across it is called diameter. Distance around a circular object is called circumference. Distance around it is called circumference. What is the relationship between the diameter and circumference? Well, from what I can tell, there are 3.14 diameters makes the circumference. That's one way I could say it. Or circumference. Or another way, we estimate about three diameters make a circumference. Another way to say it is the circumference is about 3.14 times the diameter. So if you have a diameter, you can take 1, 2, 3. About 3 of them, about 3.14 diameters will make a circumference. The circumference is about 3.14 times the length of the diameter. The diameter is blank the length of the circumference. Let's think about it. Here is the diameter. If I take the circumference, this diameter is 1 out of 3 or 1/3. It is about 1/3 the length of the circumference. And the next one is pi. So pi is that magical number, is exactly 3.14. Well, it's not really exact, but this is a more generalized, this is a very, very good number to use. Or 3. So sometimes we're going to be estimating, and I would like you to use 3 because we want to do a quick estimate as to what is the circumference or distance around a circular item. So we'll use 3. But sometimes I want a better, more precise answer, so we'll use 3.14. Did you know in pi, if there are some calculators that has a pi button, 3.14, it goes on forever and ever and ever. They actually have contests on Pi Day, March 14, and for people to memorize all the pi. I know it's like 3.14, I don't know, 13567. I can't remember. I don't sit there and memorize it, but some people do memorize it. All right, so let's complete this table. If the diameter, I'm going to draw this. You have a tire. If the diameter is 24 inches, what would the circumference around it be? Remember, it is about 3 times it. So about 3 times it, it would be about 72 inches. So we could use that one. Or if we want to be more specific and use 3.14, 3.14 times 24, 16 carry 1 is 5, 12, 8, 2, 6, 6, 13 carry. It is 75 and 36 hundredths inches. Did I do that correctly? Let me make sure I did my math correctly. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. So again, 72 inches is an approximation. 75 and 3600 is the exact answer. So you have a plastic cup. So you have a plastic cup. The rim around it is this whole thing around it. 1, 2, 3 is 30 centimeters. What would the diameter be? So you could think times 3 or 1/3 of it. 1/3 of 30 centimeters is 10 centimeters. So think about it. 3 groups of diameters will make the circumference. So it's about 10 centimeters. You have a container lid. The diameter is 12. What will the circumference around it be? So about 3.14 or about 3 diameters make the circumference. So it'll be times 3, about 36 inches. And last but not least, you have a circle of chairs in choir class. The circumference around it is 45 feet. So what will the diameter if you go straight across? Remember, a diameter is about 1/3 of this. So what is 1/3 of 45? 15. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Or let's check our work. If you have a diameter, about 3 diameters or 3.14 diameters will make circumference. And that's 45. So what we learned mostly today is what the role of diameter and the role of circumference. The main thing I want you to understand is if you know the diameter, you take 3 diameters or 3.14 diameters and it will make the circumference. It's the same measurement. Or if you know the circumference and you want to find the diameter, circumference is about 3.14 or 3 times the diameter. So a diameter, that means is 1/3 the circumference, or circumference is 3 times the diameter.